Afternoon. I'm just going to do a little update here on what we saw today of Invest 92L, I believe it is. Going to be making landfall. We can't see it on this radar up there near Jacksonville, just a little to the north, in just a couple hours. Pretty much got what we were expecting today. A pretty juicy day with most of the area seeing, at least the eastern side of our area, seeing upwards of 2 inches of rain. Most areas saw about a half inch to an inch. I'm actually sitting at 0.86 right now here in Astor, and still more to come. As you can see, these storms here just breaking off the bottom of the circulation, kind of pulling to the south, and everything down here, it's trying to pull to the north, and as those collide, we're getting a little bit more storm coverage there across central Volusia County. Radar's looking kind of weird right now. You can see these storms over here are moving this way. Storms down here kind of moving that way. Storms over here are kind of moving that way. And these storms are kind of moving that way. It's just because we're sitting right on the edge of the circulation and we have a strong easterly flow right now that's trying to catch these storms. There's a lot going on right now in this area, but remaining juicy throughout the evening and probably most of the overnight with some tropical downpours continuing. Let's see. Let's check the accumulations for today. Yes, a lot of Volusia County, even upwards to 3 inches in central Volusia County. Deltona DeLand around 1.5 inches. My area up here again around 1 inch. Palm Coast coming in around 1/2 inch. Daytona Beach, where I was most of the day, was on and off showers, about 1/2 inch. And again, yeah, as you can see on this map, most of the rainfall remained in the eastern counties and didn't move too far inland, staying in that direction. And it's probably going to remain that way overnight. It's just going to be rolling in off the ocean a little bit and dissipating. Let's head up to Jacksonville radar and take a look at the center of circulation right now. It is quite well defined. As we zoom out here, oh wow, it's even more well defined now. Zoom in a little bit. Go ahead and stop that. You see our center of circulation right about there. And that's going to continue to move off to the west slowly and make landfall probably somewhere right along the Florida-Georgia border. And these bands here will push a little further in. And once that pushes past these areas, that's probably going to be about it for the rain, anywhere from St. Augustine to Green Cove all the way up through Nassau. And around Jacksonville there, you're probably seeing the last of your rain right now. I think it was a pretty juicy day up this way too, but it's just not a tropical storm, amazingly enough, even though you can see that clear circulation right there rolling toward the coast. And it's looking like it's slowing down. It's possible that it doesn't make landfall because it is going to kind of turn around and go back out. And where it does that, if it stops right here on the coast and goes back out, we don't really know that yet. Not really worth looking at models at this point because it's here and it's doing what it's going to do. It's just a real rainstorm, a dry rainstorm at that, and that's the reason that it is not a tropical cyclone at this point. See here, the center is completely devoid of any convection like we have down here. If that was over the center, they would probably classify this as a tropical depression or storm right now, but it is not. And you can clearly see that center rotating right up in that area. Oops, I don't need that. So you can see that center rotating in right up in that area. It looks like it's moving due west. It's supposed to have more of a northwesterly motion to it right now, but moving pretty much due west toward that Florida-Georgia border. Let's see what we got here on the visible satellite. Yeah, look at that swirl. You can really see it in that one. And that's an exposed low-level circulation. If we had some more cloud tops like we had down here, up there, we would have a tropical depression. We did this morning. They could definitely have classified this as a tropical depression this morning based on the aircraft data and the satellite that we had. But at this point, if they had classified it this morning, it still would be. But at this point, they're not going to classify it with it looking like that. So, but this is a very well-defined area of low pressure. Look at these banding features all the way out like that, and you can see that swirl in there. A very well-defined area of low pressure, and then could have been quite a storm had we not had extreme dry air funneling in from pretty much every direction down across Georgia. And there's also a big pocket of dry air down here over South Florida that this thing is just sucking in, and it can't produce any major thunderstorms to try to strengthen. So that's about all I really need to show tonight. Not really even worth doing the video. You see the dark spots, that's the real black spots, that's the dry air that's getting entrained all into the system from this side, and even from down here over South Florida. And that just kills any thunderstorms that try to develop over that center of circulation, because it's just sucking all that dry air in and it dries them out immediately. This thing actually did better than it should have in this environment in trying to get organized, but couldn't quite get its act together enough to get a name. But still gave us some juice here across Central Florida and a little bit up there across North Florida. Probably a little bit more across southern Georgia tonight. And then it's going to dry up and pull out of here. And I don't see any more threats on the horizon right now. Let's see if I can get National Hurricane Center up here. I did not want to type whatever that says. And we got that area down in the Bay of Campeche where Alberto just formed. We're looking to see another storm develop down there and move off to the west into Mexico. And this little guy, our guy right here, is going to be gone tomorrow. And nothing major brewing that I'm looking at in the models right now. So this will probably be the last video for a while. It's a non-storm that looks like a storm rolling into possibly North Florida, most likely southern Georgia. If we're going to see landfall, I think it's going to be in this area, just to the north of St. Mary's there. And it is possible that it does not make landfall. So just a bit more rain up there for you in North Florida. As this moves a little further in, that'll begin to fall away, and we'll be done with the rain up there. And on with this system and ready for the next. Alright, talk to you next times.